And welcome back to Iron Sports. Now, Jamaica's failure to secure a medal in the men's sprints at the recent World Athletics Championships has led to, well, huge discussions. We didn't even have a finalist in the 200 meters. And of course, this has opened up the discussion as to the future of men's sprinting in the country and whether the nation's top sprinters should remain at home or go overseas to make that transition. Sports administration consultant Anthony Davis joins us now on Iron Sports to delve into a bit more into this topic. We have a clip for you. We'll take a look at that, and then we come back with Anthony Davis.
Same thing was said about the hurdles when Bridget and Delorine and those athletes left. And as usual, we go through a phase. I think though that the men, in relation to the men, there needs to be a little bit more focus in terms of what happens to the athlete after they leave high school and how well they are motivated. And for them to understand that professional track is a total different setup from high school track and field. And so in relation to the guidance moving forward, I think they need to seek out those coaches that have a track record in the sprints, or go to schools in America. In America, the system helps them to become much more disciplined, and they are able to compete on a regular basis. They have an excellent medical and health system there, so it does work for them. I'm not saying that they cannot train in Jamaica, but they have to be careful. They have to seek those coaches that have a very good track record in the sprints.
Well, compared to all the choices that some of the males are making, I think going abroad is going to be a better solution. They still won't be good because, but at least they'll be forced to get an education because a lot of the male sprinters leaving high school are heading for disaster. The females at the moment are not as stupid, I would say, but it's difficult for them to. It's difficult for us to expect them to blossom, given the whole kind of scenario which exists in high school and among the different people competing who believe that they'll become rich if they can get these kids to do what they want. But over time, I guess it will change when people realize that it's not working. So yeah, I would agree with you. If you're going to fail, may as well you fail abroad, because at least you'll become educated.
Serious statements there being made, of course, by Stephen Francis of MVP. And, of course, we also had Maurice Wilson, who was the head coach to the World Championship team in Doha. And as promised, I did say we have on set with us sports administration consultant Anthony Davis to delve into this issue of whether our young male sprinters should remain locally or go overseas. Of course, Anthony Davis is also a former Intercon president and former head of sports at the University of Technology. So Davis, welcome back to Iron Sports.
All right, thank you very much.
Always good to have you on set with us. Now,
thank you.
I couldn't help but notice that you chuckled as you heard what Steve Francis was saying. But your take, quickly, on, first of all, how our male sprinters did at the World Championships, because that remains a source of great pride for Jamaicans at large when it comes on to track and field.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct there. And what I'd want to say is that there is no single route to get to any destination. And so we have heard two clips from two of arguably the best coaches in the world about what they think the athletes should do. Everything is a season. And I think that the performance of the male sprinters this time around is not what we expected. But we'll get back there. Yeah. What
gives you that source of confidence?
That we'll get back there?
We'll get back there. And how soon you think?
Okay, let me explain a little bit.
Yes.
I'm of the firm view, I want to put this on the table, I'm of the firm view that our best talent out of high school should remain in Jamaica. Two things. One, we have colleges here with an elite system. And as much as Stephen and Wilson spoke about people going abroad, they, along with Glenn Mills, and to a lesser extent the people at Michael, have contributed significantly to our medal haul. And I'd like to quickly share something with you because in the height of the time when we went overseas for scholarships, when that was an option for every high school person, between 1948 right up until 1996, if we use Olympic medals won, Jamaica would have won 30 medals. When you get to the period between 2000 and 2016, when we had a better developed collegiate system and we had several of our own coaches, we won 48 medals. So if you're talking about results, we get better results when our athletes stay at home. I can also tell you that I think in about 2008, where 5 finalists in the 100 meters were local-based athletes. And therefore, I think we still have...
Across men and women, 100 meter finals.
No, just for the men.
Just for the
I
men.
was just looking at the men, 5 of the finalists. Now, there were years gone by when 90% of our team to any major games was made up of the overseas athlete. That's not the same. And I think we have demonstrated that we have the coaching skills to get the athletes. We have the raw material to get them there. So I'm confident that the product, the high school system, is turning up enough athletes from the nursery, and therefore it will not be a challenge to get back to the top.
Well, I'm play devil's advocate here now. If you have a Steve Francis who was responsible for the likes of Asava Powell, Nesta Carter, Michael Frater, and a few others in the men's sprints, saying, well, based on how things are now, it would seem it would be better for some of them if they go overseas. When you have someone of his ilk saying that, how much do you think this impacts the confidence of the youngsters themselves and even some of the coaches and administrators?
It have varying impact. And like I said, there's no one way to achieve a goal. And therefore, some people, it is necessary to go abroad. Let us look at your program of study. It might force you to go abroad because that is not offered here.
Right.
Stephen Wilson, the other coaches, are of the view that maybe the system that we have here, and I totally support that the system of support for student athletes in Jamaica is lacking. But let me also say that the quality of education that you get at our tertiary level is excellent. There's nobody graduating from any of our institutions who have a challenge with their qualification to get jobs or to pursue higher level education. So let's put that aside. So we're talking now only about sports. And I would want to expand it, not just to track and field, but to all the other sports. The collegiate system is the best system to transition people to the elite level. It is a known fact that after high school, you need approximately 4 years to break into the elite ranks. Now, I'm not saying that there are not exceptional individuals who may break into the ranks after 2 years, or there may be people who break into the ranks after 5.
Right.
But generally, you need 4 years. Now, you have 4 years in college to earn a degree and to focus on your training. What we have are some schools pursuing an elite program, and we have some schools are emerging into the elite program. I think what is necessary, and let me quickly also say that when we have these games, quite often we speak about, oh, we need a high-performance center, or we need centers of excellence.
Yes.
The universities are centers of excellence based on the results that we have achieved to date. What is lacking is the resources. So you need government to come in, provide more resources for improved facilities. It's better when you have things listed in your university or cited there. Why? Maintenance is more likely to be efficient. Secondly, you have an academic arm to link to sports. So your chances of success is going to be significantly better.
But all right, so the systems are in place, right? Because we see where the clubs have paired with the universities.
Yes.
But what currently do you believe has led to that steady decline, which resulted at what we saw in Doha? And because it needs an immediate fix, what would be that immediate fix?
The immediate fix is to upgrade the facilities in the college.
Yes.
Now, like anything else in life, you must go through a cycle. There is going to be a time when you are going to be very good, and there are some times when you are going to be better. So we are going through that phase now. But because we lack some basic facilities in some of our institutions, because we need to offer more scholarships, these are some of the things where you might find somebody saying, I can get a better value scholarship if I go overseas, rather than stay in Jamaica.
Let me look a bit closer at the competition at the collegiate level, where you said it's the best system we have here to help youngsters transition to the senior ranks. In the U.S., the NCAA, Kristen Coleman came immediately out of that. He's world champion. Trayvon Bromell, a 2016 Olympic medalist. Andre DeGrasse came out of the NCs the same time as Bromell. He is world championship bronze medalist, double bronze medalist, Olympic medalist as well. So we see where the NCs in the U.S. are producing these top sprinters. But where the Jamaican system is concerned, we haven't seen that as much.
Okay, you need to look a little bit closer. And I'm not being funny. Sharon Simpson, Shelley and Fraser.
I know, but I'm speaking specifically. System. No, and that was 10 years ago. But I'm speaking now specifically of right now, where in the past 5 years, Coleman was produced, Bromell produced, DeGrasse produced out of the U.S. system. DeGrasse competes for Canada, for instance. Comparatively, we are nil.
Okay, Gail is from the collegiate system right now. Tajay, the long jumper, he's from the collegiate system.
But again, I say the sprints.
Okay, well, I would want to broaden it because there, like I said, there's going to be seasonal.
Right.
So at some time you are going to have very good sprinters. Sometimes you are going to have middle distance or quarter milers, or you may have throwers. We need to look at track and field and not just focus solely on the sprints, because you get a different crop each time. But our collegiate system is not what it should be. We need support there. So I'm by no means saying we have an ideal system. What I'm saying, what we have has gotten us to where we are, and without additional support to ensure that people can remain in Jamaica, that's what is necessary. Most of the universities need to have increased living facilities. A lot of them do not have proper gyms. This is where we need help. And therefore, what I'm saying is that the government should pump money into the universities. The additional thing is that the universities all offer some level of scholarship, but it's not enough.
Anthony Davis, we must leave it there. That's where we have to come across the finish line. Much more, lots more to be said. Of course, Anthony Davis, retired director of sports at UTEC, former Intercol president, of course, and now he's a sports administration consultant. Thank you so very much for joining us here on Iron Sports.
Thank you for having me.
Then.